evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Ainsley Ehlers.
And I'm Blake Phillips.
We are just 3.5 weeks away from the 2020 general election on November 3rd. To learn more on how to register to vote in Alabama and how to apply for an absentee ballot, Eagle Eye's AJ Rivera sat down with Alabama's Secretary of State, John Merrill.
You know, we are just a few weeks away from the general election on November 3rd. Where can Alabama voters go to register to vote?
Well, great question, and it's really easy. The easiest way to do it is downloading the mobile app on your phone at Vote for Alabama or visiting our website at alabamavotes.gov. And as long as you have a valid Alabama driver's license, you can join the 1,677,937 new voters that we've had since January the 19th, 2015. And the last day to register before the November 3rd general election is October the 19th. So just 13 days from today. But there's no reason to delay. Go ahead and send your registration information in. Now, the other thing that you need to know is in a state that has voting by mail through the absentee process like Alabama, in order to vote by mail or to vote absentee in person, you have to make application. You can print off the application at alabamavotes.gov. There's a fillable PDF, or you can print out a blank form and fill it out. It must be turned in to the absentee election manager by mail or in person with a copy of your valid photo ID. Then they'll give you a ballot. You vote the ballot, place it in the secrecy envelope, place it in the affidavit envelope, which is the one that swears that you're who you say you are. Get it witnessed properly. If you mail it in, you'll put it in the third envelope addressed to the absentee election manager and send it in. And then your vote will be opened on November 3rd, and it'll count for the candidate of your choice. All the things we do in Alabama related to the elections are designed to make it easy to vote and hard to cheat.
Make sure to tune in to Eagle Eye on November 3rd for all of your election coverage.
They rescinded the local state of emergency last Thursday, October 1st. They lifted local restrictions on walk-up bar services indoors. This action follows the Alabama Beverage Control's decision to rescind its order that prohibited alcohol service after 11 p.m. and the implementation of a new order. The newly passed emergency order requires alcohol licensed businesses to require face coverings, maintain social distancing, and admit no more than 50% occupancy in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The Beverage Control Board says that they will be strictly enforcing this new order.
Governor Kay Ivey's Safer at Home order will extend until November 8th. The mandate was originally scheduled to expire on 5 p.m. on October 2nd. Governor Ivey says the extension will provide in-person voters an opportunity to have a safer voting environment on Election Day. Since imposing the order on July 16th, Ivey says there has been a decrease in cases and hospitalizations across the state. I know that there are many people throughout the state who'd hoped that we would follow the lead of other states who'd remove the mask order, Ivey said. We've heard from a lot of you and I hear you, but I look forward to being able to lift the mask order. Hopefully that can be sooner, not later.
Auburn University is reporting 19 new reported cases of COVID-19 this week, bringing the cumulative amount for the university to 1,858. Lee County is reporting 211 new cases in the last 7 days with 51 confirmed deaths. The total amount for the county now stands at 4,275 since September 8th. If you have or you suspect that you have COVID-19, please self-report and contact the Resource Center. They can be contacted at 334-844-6000 as well as by email at covidresourcecenter@auburn.edu.
The Beat Bama Food Drive kicked off last week for its 27th annual food drive. Auburn University has once again partnered with the Food Bank of East Alabama to fight hunger and poverty. The friendly challenge sees Auburn contend with the University of Alabama to see who can collect more non-perishable food. Since its beginnings in 1994, the competition has raised over 6 million pounds of food, including over 229,000 pounds last year alone. The most needed items include peanut butter, canned meat, pasta, canned fruits and vegetables, cereal, and cleaning and hygiene products. The program has several locations around campus for drop-off donations. For a complete list of locations and more ways to donate, visit beatbamafooddrive.com.
Coming up, we have a look into the future of Auburn sports.
You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader. Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Kayla Evans. Tonight we have a short recap of Auburn's loss at Georgia and how they will recover moving forward. Auburn traveled to Athens this weekend with high hopes of winning this year's Deep South's oldest rivalry, but ultimately fell short. The Tigers fell to the Bulldogs 27-6 and struggled on both sides of the ball. Bo Nix had 177 passing yards with 1 interception. Nix failed to execute all night as he went 21-40. Nix's interception was his first one since Auburn's loss to LSU last season. Freshman Tank Bigsby was the go-to man most of the game on Saturday. Bigsby led Auburn in rushing yards with 31 yards and receiving with 68 yards. Auburn totaled just 39 rushing yards and 177 receiving yards. While Auburn's offense struggled, Georgia had no issue scoring points. Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett had 240 yards and 1 touchdown. Georgia's running back Zamir White had 19 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns, and wide receiver George Pickens had 2 catches for 26 yards and 1 touchdown. Despite a tough loss in Athens, the Tigers are not dwelling on it and will focus on improving and getting better for the rest of the season. Auburn still has some roadblocks ahead, though. According to 247 Sports, senior linebacker KJ Britt is out indefinitely as he will undergo surgery Friday to repair a torn thumb ligament. Britt got this injury last weekend in the game against Georgia, and his status regarding a late season return is unknown. Looking forward, the Tigers are hoping to get back on track this Saturday as they take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Auburn is expecting the Razorback team to bring a lot of energy into Jordan-Hare Saturday, as they are coming off a big win against Mississippi State. That win snapped a 20-game losing streak against SEC teams. Saturday's game will kick off at 3 p.m. Central Time and can be watched on ESPN. In other sporting news, Auburn's scheduled soccer game against Ole Miss has been moved to October 13th at 4 p.m., as announced by the SEC Tuesday. The game, originally scheduled for October 11th, will still be played at home at the Auburn Soccer Complex. The matchup can be seen on SEC Network Plus. The Tigers have had 2 straight matches postponed due to the COVID-19 and are working on rescheduling those trips to Texas A&M and LSU. Next Tuesday will mark the team's first game since the season opener on Friday, September 18th. That wraps up tonight's sports recap. For more Auburn sports, follow us on Twitter at EETV_sports. Stay tuned for a look at what's in store this coming month of October. I'm Kayla Evans, and this has been your Eagle Eye Sports Update. Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6.
COVID-19 has made this semester unlike any before. With midterms just around the corner, Eagle Eye's Oliver Mills interviewed students and faculty to discuss some of the challenges that everyone is facing.
Hello, I'm Oliver Mills, and I'm here today asking students and faculty how COVID-19 has made this semester different than previous ones.
It's been strange in the fact that it's harder to meet people for sure, and I'm kind of unmotivated to do schoolwork because with it being online, it's more of, you having to deal with all that responsibility instead of having structure of being inside in the classroom.
This semester's been a little strange. Our numbers at the preschool have been lower. We have 3 and 4-year-olds, and this year we only have about 9 in my class. We've also had fewer lab students in the class as well, and so that has been strange. Of course, having children wearing masks and students wearing masks all the time has been a little challenging when you work with preschoolers, but they've done really great with it, the students and the children as well. Really the biggest thing has just been being conscious of our space and our closeness, and still providing a quality learning experience for both the children and the students, while also making sure that we all stay safe and healthy.
This year's been different to COVID for me. It's harder to take my higher level classes, not being able to engage with my professor as much. So I have to be really creative in ways that I do, like group projects or reach out and ask for help with certain things, especially being an engineering major. This year's really hands-on, and I don't really have as much of that opportunity, so that would be a big change.
Classes being online and going on a digital world has definitely been hard to motivate myself. It's definitely hard being at home, to motivate yourself to get to class, to do the schoolwork. It's just been a tough semester.
We now rely upon technology a lot more for our discussions. And so, it's kind of like I've always had technology there, but I hadn't used it quite to the extent that I do now.
This has been Oliver Mills, Eagle Eye TV.
Auburn University students are encouraged to wear the Auburn Unity t-shirt on Friday, October 9th to demonstrate their support for the Together We Will initiative. The initiative was created by the Auburn Athletics Task Force on Inclusion and Race Relations and strives to advance the Auburn family in its quest toward positive action on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The shirt generates funding for the Together We Will Scholarship, which develops a larger and more diverse student body while enhancing the access, affordability, and academic quality of the university. The shirt is available for purchase at the AU Team Shop and the Auburn University Bookstore.
Are you interested in learning the ins and outs of Adobe Premiere Pro? Well, Auburn University Libraries will be hosting an Adobe Premiere Pro workshop with Auburn's Adobe Student Ambassador, Ramsey McCarty, on October 14th from 3 to 4 p.m. The one-hour workshop via Zoom will help users create and edit video using Adobe's professional video editing software. No previous experience is necessary. An Adobe ID and use of a computer with Premiere Pro installed are required. Election cycles welcome college students as many first-time voters. Even for students who have voted before, the pandemic presents several challenges and uncertainties with registration and casting ballots. With All In to Vote, students can find information that they need to register and plan to cast their vote. For more information, you can visit allintovote.org.
Halloween is approaching, and Auburn residents can expect to get their trick-or-treating in early this year. Due to the home football game on Saturday, October 31st, neighborhood trick-or-treating will move to Friday, October 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. This change allows the Auburn Police Division to focus on the safety of trick-or-treaters. Auburn residents are encouraged to comply with all requirements and recommendations in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
This week's Pet of the Week from the Lee County Humane Society is Layla, and she is so ready to meet you. Layla loves to be scratched behind the ears and is always ready for a quick gossip session when you get home from work or school. She is 2 years old, vaccinated, and microchipped. She's also FIV negative, and her adoption fee is only $100. Apply online for her today. You can apply for her at leecountyhumane.org/adopt or visit the Lee County Humane Society at their location on Ware Drive.
That's all we have for you tonight. Be sure to check out our website at eagleeyeauburn.com and join the conversation on Instagram and Twitter using the hashtag EagleEyeWitness. I'm Ainsley Ehlers.
And I'm Blake Phillips. Thank you so much for watching, and War Eagle.